Hi guys, I get this question so much, like how do I deal with everything I've dealt with, and how do I just have such a positive attitude and outlook on life? I just do. I've never gone through something and just decided to shut down. I just can't do that. And for people who don't know my story, it's pretty strange things that have happened, but we try to stay positive. Basically, at 19, I had a son that has something called Noonan syndrome. He was in and out of the hospital for over 10 years, lots of surgeries. Part of his life, he had a G tube for the first 5 years. And then after the G tube came out, he then needed to have a spinal fusion. He couldn't walk. He was in a wheelchair for a while. And in between that, I had bone cancer where they told me I was going to die and I wouldn't be here. And I also had a daughter at the time. Her name is Andrea. So it was pretty strange and horrific to find all this out, not only for my sake, but for my kids, and then especially my special needs son who needed me so much. After I did chemo for a year at Moffitt, which I love Moffitt, yay Moffitt, best doctors, best staff, like I'm still friends with them on Facebook and keep in touch. I basically had a cyst on my shoulder. I was stupid and I did not get it looked at for 2 months, and it grew, and then all of a sudden my arm just went limp and didn't work anymore, my right arm, which I'm right-handed. So I went to Bayfront. They took every scan head to toe, didn't know what it was for a week, and then they sent me to Moffitt, and the day that I went, they told me that I had to start chemo that weekend. It was that serious. Do chemo, get my port. I had a port here, and do chemo that weekend, and they said if I would have waited, I would not be here. If I waited another couple weeks or whatever. So I started chemo. My first chemo was absolutely crazy. I went into cardiac arrest because I ended up being allergic to one of the medications, had to get moved to the heart floor, almost died, and then had a horrible year. But after that, it was like me and my son switched places. After I got better, he got worse, and he couldn't walk in the wheelchair. He had to sit in the wheelchair most of the time. His back needed something, so they decided to do a spinal fusion, and his curve was 75%, and we were trying to get it as straight as possible.